TORP here. First I'm going to start off by opening up this shit box, pulling out a turd. Because when you have to put shit in your mouth, you also have to wipe. That's what we're getting ready to do. I made a video last night. I'm sure absolutely nobody knows about it. But I made a video last night and I actually didn't catch something because I was kind of on a rant. This is something I'm very new to. And I did say something that I'm allowed to retract. I only gave one person a shout out, and that was the DoorDash Revolution. Truth be told, there's multiple people I'd like to give shout outs, but I normally don't come here in your graces to explain to, I guess it's called an audience, all the people that I like, or respect, or watch, or agree with. Mostly agree with. Because like most of these guys say, like, DoorDash sucks channel, DoorDash pay more money, something like that. I go with what it says, and it says the DoorDash sucks channel, so that's him. And yes, he has game. There's a lot of them that had game. That's why I watch them. That's why I know them. And some of them I feature on my channel. Yeah, it's somewhere down there at the bottom on my page. Don't ask me where it is. You guys know where it is. I was able to add them, but I couldn't tell you where they are on the channel from a viewer's perspective. Okay? And no, Robert Reese, I was not going gangbusters on you. Not at all. We did have a good talk, and I meant everything I said. I agreed with your interview. You do a hell of a job interviewing, I believe. There you go. I just don't always come off as perfect and straight as everybody would like me to, and I'm so fucking sorry. I suppose that this video and all those facts could possibly and potentially lower my view count. But since I'm not getting paid for views, I don't care! And that's a wonderful thing. I can do shit like that and get away with it because I'm not getting paid. I don't have to worry about impressing people. I don't have to give a fuck what people think. But they might want to give a shit what I think. Gives them an opportunity to disagree with it. There you go. Leave a comment down there. Tell me what a douchebag I am. Just remember, I'm not getting paid for you to call me a douchebag. And you're not getting paid to call me a douchebag. You must really hate me. Man, my haters got some serious skills, dude. They're the ones that sniff in the paint. I see haters on these other fucking channels, man. They sound pretty light. Almost like they are in the gray area, like ready to cross over and like somebody. With me, no, that's straight sniff painters, man. And they got those fucking cracked baseball bats in their hand. They just, you know, it's the only time. I'm not afraid of anybody coming out and haunting me to kill me or something like that on YouTube. But those days are over anyway. People can't get away with that shit no more. Why? Because a lot of us believe in the Second Amendment. All right, moving on, drama queen. That's my alter ego over there. No, I've been asked about doing this thing about the ride-alongs. The ride-alongs. All right, number one, I can't type that well. You guys already know this. Number two, if I could type well, it would take me 20 hours to explain this, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop it off in this video. Why I'm not doing ride-alongs. First off, the second I do a ride-along, I'm going to be compared to all the guys that are already making money on YouTube doing it. Some of them I actually do like, by the way. There's one, he's getting ready to cross over to the dark side. I can't do shit about that. All I can do is remember him as the wonderful Dasher that I once knew as my co-worker, because he seemed to have the same day and experience in his market, and it looks like that's coming to a slow end, unfortunately. I'm just going to take the good memories of Brash Dasher and cherish them forever. But no, I cannot possibly do a ride-along right now, because that's a lot of editing. I can leave my, yes, the dash cam on. Sure, they ain't no big deal. That thing will record for 8 hours. I think I've worked an 8-hour shift, it's a 10-hour shift, maybe twice in 2 years. But regardless, I got to do a lot of editing to do that. It's going to ruin the experience for me. It is. It's going to ruin it for me. Besides, I've seen Hannibal Lecter and Bentley. A lot of people just sit in their living rooms with big fucking microphones. And they got lots of views. They're getting paid on YouTube. It doesn't seem to really matter. So If what you want to see is a ride along from me, I might give you one for Christmas. I don't know. It'd have to be very special because I'd have to spend like a fucking week doing it to get it right. And you know my stupid ass. You know I'm going to share a goddamn address of a customer. You know I'm going to share a customer name. You know I'm going to share the wrong screenshot of something. You know I'm going to fuck it up. I don't need that on my mind when I'm driving for a customer. You notice I said driving for a customer? I bet a lot of you would have probably thought I'm going to say, well, I'm working for DoorDash. No, I'm working for the customer. DoorDash is technically the middleman. It's me and the customer that matter. Us two. You see, you got to eliminate. Well, I guess it sounds kind of fucked up when I put it this way, so I'll explain it another way. Without DoorDash, I have no customer. But without the customer, DoorDash doesn't exist. And DoorDash isn't paying me squat, but the DoorDash customer is. So I would like to think of it politely and respectfully as I'm working for the customer. DoorDash is a means to an end to get to that customer. Yes, it's a necessity. So for me to do a ride along, I could potentially screw up a customer's information. My mark is a little bit different than yours. I'm not as rural, or maybe I'm more rural, either way you look at it. But my problem is that these guys go out of their way to share 15 to 20 minutes of a ride along, which makes it look like one of these sitcoms that took a week to make 20 minutes. Don't forget the commercials. It's like 15 to 20 minutes per sitcom, the half-hour ones. I used to do that about 15, 20 years ago on YouTube. My God, that time it took. And I was constantly called out for needing a better camera, for needing a better microphone, for needing better software, for needing better... I was like, what the fuck am I doing this for? I'm not a producer. I have something on my mind. I'm sharing what I think. And again, Hannibal is hungry and Bentley and a lot of them are doing the same thing. So enough with the keep it real, show us a ride along. It's like you guys know what a ride along looks like. I don't know if it's because I'd be doing the ride along and you'd want to see how I do it, which makes absolutely no sense to me because how I do the actual performance of the job. That part, I can't imagine why anybody would want to see that. You go to a zoo and you see a cage full of monkeys and then a thing full of giraffes and then a thing full of fish and then a thing full of lions. You know, you walk over to the snake pit and you're like, okay, I've seen enough. They're all outside. They're all animals. They're all trying to find food and scratching their butts. What is there to see me? What would there be about it if you watched me do it? That would be different or special from anybody else that's doing it. My market does not have gold-plated steps. It does not have special address numbers and neon. And I sure the hell ain't getting paid any different than anybody else. I have my bangers. I have my shit jobs that I take from time to time to keep the fucking wheels moving instead, you know, like, especially when the bills are getting due. Like, okay, well, we gotta crank this up. So there you go. That's why I'm not doing ride-alongs. I don't feel the necessity. And I sure the fuck ain't got the time. But maybe, man, I'm not going to say I'm never going to do one. But if you guys, well, there's only one, I usually only get one or two comments a month telling me how I need to keep it real by doing a ride along. But I think it also brought up another good point. If I do a ride along and do screenshots of orders, it blows my mind when I watch those videos. My finger on that side or this side? Fuck it. I don't know. But I've been lately here watching a lot of people do those videos where they do the screenshots on their ride-alongs. And I've noticed that one of the biggest things I complain about is cheesy. Notice I say cheesy. I kind of fixed that one. Cheesy clickbait. Because the cheesy clickbait is modified screenshots. Anybody can change a screenshot. The screenshots are fallible. You don't know if what you're looking at's real. And then you do a ride along and you show like 5 or 6 pickups where you're walking from the car to the front door, from the front door back to the car, you're going into the merchant and you're talking to the merchant. And a lot of people point their camera down at the floor or they blur out the faces. I'm like, do you know why they do that? They're flirting with fire. DoorDash does see some of these videos, especially the way you guys fucking run those tags and ads and shit. Like you don't think that somebody somewhere, it doesn't have to be DoorDash itself. It could be an employee that's just curious about what's going on YouTube and sends it to corporate. And I know that they do watch them sometimes because they watch me once. Maybe some other day. I'll tell you about that and link and show you a picture, a video where I'm showing you the email. It's a trip. So, as far as monetization goes, I'm not going to go through all that and take the chance on getting deactivated. And all the time it would take. Oh, no, I'm not monetized. And no, I'm not going to be monetized. And like Mr. DoorDash Sucks, I've been invited. Now, I could show you on the computer. I could take this phone right now, flip the camera, and pow, I could show you. But what's that going to do? Look at my subs, look at my views. I was perma-banned on a long time ago on YouTube. I've since regained it, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. He couldn't even click on his apply now. I haven't even tried to click on it. I'm not going to, and I'll tell you why. The second I run ads, guess what happens to my channel? Sell out. Sell out. Hell, I've even heard some of these other channels talk about that, the ones that have been running it, and I called them out and they say, hey, TORP, dude, I just do this for fun. I don't give a fuck about that. It doesn't even pay anything. Isn't that funny? Because they all had more views than I did when they said that. Isn't that funny how they get humble when they have monetization and they clap at the guys that are getting big dollars for lying to you? But yet when a guy like me pops up and calls them out, what do? They don't care. Now all of a sudden they don't care, but yet they're yelling and screaming and roaring at the bottom of the fucking mash pit at a rock concert. Is it a mash pit? You get it. That's what they do. I was like, oh God, this is exhausting. It is. It's pathetic. I'm sorry. So, not only is it not my job to really explain anything to anybody, it's not my job to give a two shits about why anybody likes me or anybody dislikes me. It's my job to respect those who respect me. Because every once in a while I piss off somebody I like, but they still here. They still respecting me back, say we don't agree on everything, but it's cool. Those are my homies. Those are my homies. Don't turn your back because something didn't click right for them. They're not processing my message as well as I would have liked them have to, but you don't hold that against somebody. I don't actually come out against anybody in the gray area. I pop off. If I don't like you, you know it. If I do like you, you know it. If I respect you, you definitely know it. So no, a ride along is out of the question for me right now. I mean, I guess, here's the other thing. The lives. No, I'm not worried about the live. I need a moderator like nobody's business for a live. I get shut down in a heartbeat on YouTube. I need a moderator. I ain't asking nobody to go through that for me. All they be doing is clicking. All night long, click, 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 click. I mean, get arthritis, get fucking carpal tunnel and shit just by shutting everybody. Because there'd be so many bad comments in there. So many really nasty. People just trying to shut me down. No. I'm not interested. And to do a live ride along, oh my God. You know you're going to get deactivated on DoorDash. You're going to make a boo-boo. I don't know if y'all clear about this or not, but I have watched a shit ton in the past of Mr. Flex riding along in his car all day, every day. His camera's down. You get the dashboard and about that much of the street. He leaves addresses out. He leaves restaurants out. He leaves faces out. And he never shows his ass walking up to the door, does he? Ride along for what? I don't know, so I don't do it. Makes no never mind to me. I like coming in here, giving it to you from the real. And for those of you that get it, here's a hand clap from TORP. And for those of you that don't, here's a little fucking violin for my haters. Y'all can hear that, can't you? Getting on your last nerve though, right? The fucking squeaky ass little sound. Kind of like putting pepper on a squeaky violin. Anyway. TORP out.